Welcome to It's All for the Kids. I'm Stevie G, and today we got Tori Kranz from New Orleans, Executive Director of the National Kidney Foundation. How are you this morning, Tori?
I am doing awesome, Stevie. How are you?
I'm doing good. Matter of fact, I got to start this off with letting you know that my sister, come April, will have had her kidney transplant for 3 years.
Congratulations. I didn't know that. That's so awesome.
Yeah, I meant to tell you that the other night when we talked. Yeah, matter of fact, it's going well. Of course, she's got to take medication, for the kidney, right? But
Right.
she was able to cut down on all her other medication for like the diabetes and all that, the other medications, right? So
Did she have a living donor or a cadaveric donor?
I really couldn't tell you, but
That's good for her. That's
oh,
fantastic. And everything's going well. Where does she live?
she's in West Virginia right now.
Okay.
But I think it was West Virginia. Yeah, it was West Virginia where she had it because she couldn't travel. When you do it, you can't travel for a certain time. They don't want you outside.
Right.
And of course, it was during the pandemic period, kind of, right? So,
Yeah, I guess 3 years ago, at the start of the pandemic.
yeah, and everything. And what's amazing is we also had another lady on the show back a couple of years ago that was a kidney donor to her stepfather. And that's when I learned that you didn't have to be a sibling or a related relative to be able to donate a kidney. It could be from, you know,
Right. It could if you're a match with a friend. That's why we encourage people who need a kidney, because the only way we're going to get more kidneys is have more people step up to be living organ donors.
right.
Yeah. So, and if you're not a match, let's say you needed a kidney, but I wasn't a match for you, I could go to the hospital and say, I'm going to donate a kidney to whoever needs it in the hospital. That means you would be at the top of the list for the next kidney that came in because I stepped up and did that. So it's called an altruistic kidney donation. And so we're
Wow.
seeing that happen more and more because people want to donate to their loved ones. And if they're not a match, they're like, well, what can I do to help? And that's a way that people can help.
Absolutely. Because I know that my two brothers and I both went to get tested for it, right? And,
Hmm.
and of course, it's funny because my sister didn't even ask us to do it, right? She didn't even reach out to us to say, hey, man, I'm going to do this. Can you go get tested, right? And I figured she probably wasn't asking her older brother because, Stevie happens to be one of those crazy guys that's putting on charity golf tournaments and drinking
Hangs out with Mike Manza.
I said, no, I don't think his kidneys are going to be up to standards to be able to work. He probably worked them too hard already. So, but no, it's interesting how we find that. And then, so you're the you're the executive director, right, of New Orleans, right?
No, for the whole state actually. And I just celebrated my 30th year here. I started in 1996. So I just started my 30th year. And I've been in 2004 as CEO in this current position.
Wow, that is awesome.
Yeah, so I've been here for a while. I basically grew up at the Kidney Foundation.
Hey, that's all right. Some of us have grown up in the energy industry that have been doing it for like 38, 40 years, So, you've been giving back to the community for a long time and helping people for a long time.
I do. I like it so much. I love what I do. I had lunch with a friend of mine yesterday whose daughter needs a kidney transplant, helping him through that process. And you do so much for charity too. Tell me a little bit about what you do with the kids.
For the kids, yes. So we started back in 2004. We were just, before that, we were just a bunch of guys that just went out drinking the night before and played golf at energy conferences, okay,
Okay.
in the late 90s. And then about 2004, a couple of the sponsors reached out and said, hey, if you guys can donate to a charity foundation, it'd be really awesome because then we can continue giving you money or even maybe more money, to help the
Hmm.
kids. So, we knew that we weren't going to raise the millions of dollars to help, you know, American Cancer Society. So we're trying to figure out where our dollars, that aren't going to be a lot, but where can they go do the most? And so we started looking at Make a Wish, and of course they had their contract and thick documents to where I almost felt like I needed an attorney to read them, right?
Right. You're like, I just would have a golf tournament and give you all some money. Help the kids.
Yeah, I'm just gonna write you a check. I don't know how much I'm gonna be able to give you. We'll wait and see. So the first 2 years we did St. Jude's because they had like just a couple pages fill out. We said we didn't need them because I thought that I didn't want to use their money, for them to have to show up or do stuff. So I said, hey, look. So they kind of jokingly said, hey, can you is it okay if we show up? And I'm like, yeah, you can show up. So then we went. So then 2006, I think it was, when Katrina hit y'all, right, in New Orleans.
2005.
Yeah, 2005. You're right. It was 5. So 2 years later, the federal government was going down to New Orleans for DOE's annual energy conference. Okay, it was going to be in New Orleans in 2007. So in the process, I knew they were going. So they were going to go like work for Humanity of Habitat for Humanity, other places that they were looking for to help, right? So we said, hey, let's go see what we can do. And of course, we were smaller than the federal government, so we were able to move a little faster. So
right.
In the process of looking to find a golf tournament to host a charity golf tournament, we bumped into a good friend, a guy that became a really, really good friend and mentor, Brian Landry, who used to be the vice president of Children's Hospital of New Orleans and marketing. And he lived at the golf course in Slidell. So we looked at that golf course. We met him there. Then we went to Carter Plantation up in, forget if it was Hannon. I forget exactly.
It's right past Hammond. That probably was when Bill Caldwell was there, right? Was Bill Caldwell at Carter Plantation at that time?
Yeah, right. You know Bill, I know Bill.
Yeah, Bill's one of my good friends. In fact, I'm having lunch with him the week after the Super Bowl.
Oh, wow, man. You got to tell him I said hi.
I will.
So we ended up going with Children's with Brian because St. Jude said that they couldn't do money together. Okay. Mm-hmm. It had to be either them, all 100% them, or 100% of Children's. I couldn't do, or even though they were for the same functions and everything. Okay. Which I still don't understand. Okay. But they wrote me a nice, polite letter and I responded. And ever since, we've been doing charity work, giving donations to the local children's hospitals across the country. So
that's wherever fantastic. We host. So do you do it in conjunction with Super Bowls all the time?
Well, this is the third one.
Okay.
We did Phoenix. We were going to do it with the alumni, but then New Jersey's alumni decided that they were going to host it rather than using the local alumni chapter that we knew a bunch of the players. So last year in Vegas was our first one. This is our second one of doing it with the Super Bowl. But so we've done them around energy conferences. We've done around some conferences that we've set up training, sessions. We're open to, like, if somebody called us up, Tori, somebody called me today and said, hey, Stevie, can you be in Dallas, Texas on such and such date to host a charity event around XYZ? Well, the answer would be yes, because I don't know how to say no. Okay. So we've done them, like I said, and wherever we do the tournament, we give the money to the local children's hospital. We've done some to abuse clinics, where the children, there's an organization that takes care of abused children, both sexually, mentally, and physically, right? So we've done that. We found a foundation, Wish Upon a Starfish in Panama City Beach, that helps terminally ill children. And across the country, if they come down to the Panhandle, Panama City Beach, go swimming with the dolphins or fishing, whatever, Tom Boris is the director of that one. So then we've met Tom and did that last year. So we now start a relationship with him, doing a tournament the third week of October every year. So
that's fantastic. What great stuff you do for the kids. I mean, and it's all about, I can tell it's all about the kids.
It is all the kids. The phrase really is, it's shit hell, it's all for the kids. It's been known to get some of us in trouble because we'll be somewhere and somebody will go, hey, Stevie, it's all for the kids. It's all for the kids. You're going to go ride that mechanical bull? It's all for the kids.
It's all for the kids. Yeah, you couldn't. It's all for the kids. Who knows what you signed up for?
So then I go, okay, if you put If you go raise up $200, $300, I'll go ride that bull. The mechanical bull or dunk tank, whatever. We've done all kinds of crazy stuff. But it's like you said, it's all fun. We get to meet wonderful people like you, team with you guys, and then just grow a relationship every year. So, like you and I were talking, there's several people in New Orleans that you and I both know. And we didn't even know that we knew them, right?
Right. Such a small world. And one of the cool kids programs that we have, we send kids to a special medically supervised camp every summer for a week where, so first of all, kids with kidney disease, they're in the hospital a lot. They miss a lot of school. Their growth is stunted because of the medicines they take. They look different because of the medicines they have to take. They don't know if they're ever going to get a transplant, or they're hooked up to a machine 3 days a week. It's a hard life. So once a year we take about 20 kids. They go to a camp in Houston, Texas, and they get to meet kids that are exactly like them. And it is so amazing to see these kids form lifetime friendships, lifetime relationships, and to see positive things that can happen. One year, a girl was there at kidney camp, and she was from New Orleans, and she had to leave because there was a kidney waiting for her back home. So these kids got to see somebody get a kidney transplant, and it gave them so much hope. So it looks like we might be needing to take a break.
Yeah, let's take a slight break and we'll come right back.
Yeah, and then I'll finish that story.
Yeah.
Do you like a good cigar? Not me. I like a great cigar. And if you enjoy a great cigar, like these guys, then you want Sgc cigars. Not only do you get a great smoke, but a portion of the proceeds from each cigar goes to help the children. And let's face it, it's all for the kids. And if it ain't fun, we ain't doing it. Enjoy. Did somebody say cigars? Well, hey, plan on coming down to the SGC Big Easy Let It Burn Cigar Party on February 6, 2025, 7:30 till, who knows when. Timberlane Country Club, West Bank, New Orleans, hosted by Mike Bankston, Daryl Clack, and benefiting the Cafe Hope and NOLA Children's Hospital. Be there.
Welcome back. Yeah, so somebody at the camp in Houston actually got notified that there was a kidney waiting for him, so they were able to leave?
Yeah, they got to fly home and get a kidney. And so the next year when they came back to camp, all the kids were so excited. And then, it's a real world experience. There'll be kids that have a transplant, and the next year they come back and they're on dialysis. So these kids really get to have a whole experience of what it's like to go through the process of transplant, dialysis. And then you have kids that are new. Like there was a little kid on the bus this year. He must have been like 6. So cute. He was just by himself on the bus, and I had talked to him beforehand. He was really shy, really scared, had never been away from home ever in his whole life. And he had a little sack with him. I'm like, "What you got in your sack?" He's like, "Mom packed me snacks." And I was like, "Snacks?" He goes, "Yeah, I have 6 kinds of snacks." And I was like, "Okay." So I stood up in the front of the bus, and I was like, "Y'all," I was like, I'm just going to call him David. David here's got 6 kinds of snacks. I was like, he's probably got better ones than I bought y'all, because I just got you popcorn and water. So I don't have kids, so I don't know what kids eat.
Right.
Yeah. Y'all need to hang out with David here. And David's like, "Well, no one's sitting next to me, and I don't have anybody to share my snacks with." And there was a kid. He's 13 years old. He comes with his sister. He picks up his blanket and his pillow and sits down next to this kid. He's like, "I'm going to be your friend this whole time." It was so moving and so touching to see just this young teenager come up and want to be part of this kid's life and make a difference. And it's really cool things like that make my job special.
Oh, and not only that, but see, you're like what Gary Womack, that his son Peyton is like in his 20s and really makes Stevie feel old, because I knew him when he was like just turning like 15. Okay. And of course, he went through Children's Hospital of St. Louis, had grandma seizures, so had like a third of his brain removed, okay, because it was coming over and crossing over to the other side, you know, hemisphere. And I met him when he was a kid, like a little kid, right? But I treated him like a normal kid, right? I wasn't gonna cut him slack, like, oh, you're hurt, you're sick, you can't do this. I was
Right.
just like, because I'm like you, I didn't know how to treat him. I'm like, hey, look, Peyton, look, you want to come here? Let's go. Come on.
Mhm.
Just talk trash. And his dad's like, Stevie, you don't understand. It was so cool that you treated Peyton like a real kid that we realized that you can treat him normal. It's like, hey, you know, we're not going to put him in a bubble wrap. We're not going to put him out there. And as Gary's always like, I'm afraid when you two to get together because there's so much trash talking going on and betting on the golf course or who can do what type deal. And like what you're doing with the kids, you're also helping the parents. And that's the part that I didn't understand. What
Exactly.
you do to help the parents, because we're so focused on helping the kids that we don't realize how much ease and taking some pain off the parents.
You are so right in that, Stevie. And I realized that probably 15 years ago that parents need a break from this too. And
Right.
it's difficult for parents. I've seen parents break down and cry because it's the first time their child's leaving them too. But then that kid comes back and is like, Mom, Dad, that was the best trip I ever had. I can't wait till next year. And the parents are rejuvenated because they've had a week of rest. And, they get to see their child come back and have had normal experiences, got to go swimming, got to go horseback riding, got to horse around with their friends, do water balloon fights, stuff that their parents would never let them do at home. Oh no, you're sick. You're sick. But
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly. I put them in a golf cart with a putter to go roaming around, traveling with
Mhm.
one of the LPJ future players, roam around the golf cart and putt with each foursome that's out there, talk about his story, bet that he can make a putt that they couldn't make a putt, talk trash, just like a normal, 15-year-old, 16-year-old, and now he's not able to live outside his parents' house, so he's got his own apartment in the basement. He's got his own job that his parents drive him to work, pick him up, and everything. So, he's doing a lot. I look at him compared to some of these lazy people that don't want to work. And here's a kid, that's got a third of his brain gone trying to raise money to live on his own.
Right. And look at how, he's got his independence, but he's still being looked after, if something
Yeah.
should happen, but he's got his independence. And that's what you want when you're that age. I mean,
Oh, yeah. And
you
we've helped a foundation out of Houston that helps autistic kids. That her son is autistic, and
Mhm.
has a deal that she teaches autistic kids how to count money, sell things in a little store that they've got there at the school that she set up, so that they can now, they can go out in the world and work at the Walmarts and the Targets and grocery stores, because she's taking the time to teach them, because that's the main thing that takes time to train these people. And a lot of people unfortunately don't have the patience, right? I mean, a lot
Right.
of us all
They don't
want
have the
things now,
patience.
you know.
Right. And just think of how much more technology comes into play in that now. In the past 5 years, we can teach these people new skills and they can learn them on their own on the computer. I mean, they're smart enough to Google and
Yeah.
they can Google stuff, but we've got an organization here in New Orleans that does something similar. They sort all the Mardi Gras beads that people bring them and resell them to different crews and different
Oh,
people that
wow.
go to Mardi Gras. But you go in there and it's exciting. And then I'm part of the group. I think I told you the Four Kids Foundation, which is the
Yeah.
charitable arm of the Zurich Classic.
Yep.
And our signature charity is St. Michael's Special School. And so every year we go there at Christmas time and they do a Christmas concert for us and we get to talk to those kids. And they just love that personal interaction and people treating them like they're real human beings. They're doing their bells and we go up and talk to them about their day and they sit down and have lunch with us. And it's really special that I get to be a part of that group and that Zurich has chosen them as their signature charity. They've built them a new gymnasium, new classrooms, and they just continue to grow. And those kids end up doing amazing things. And it's all because of the time that people like you and I and their teachers put forth and give of ourselves to help them.
Oh, that's right. And you talk about the kids on dialysis machines and everything. So when we first met Brian back in, God, 2006, before the tournament in 2007, right? He gave us what I call the Cook's tour of Children's Hospital in New Orleans. Okay,
Oh yeah.
it was me and I guess three other people, four people that we all went from the Fun Bunch, the foundation, and I swear, if you could walk through that tour that he gave without having a box of tissues, and go through the full box, you weren't human. Because I mean, unlike any of the other children's hospitals, and I always tell them whenever they give us a tour, I'm like, well, you didn't do like New Orleans,
No one does anything like we do here.
you
Come
know.
on, we're going to give you the whole thing.
Oh man, he did. Brian took us everywhere. I mean, we went through the oncology section. We went through where the kids were on dialysis machines. We went through where the preemies, that whole new
Mhm.
wing that they built that's in a circle with all the mothers, with the preemies, the kids that were going through bone marrow transplant,
Oh yeah.
behind the glass cage, rooms because they can't go, because they can't get to the outside air because they're getting ready to have that bone marrow transplant, right?
Hmm.
I mean, I was like, at the end of the day, you just want to hand them a check with your signature and go, here, Brian, just fill it in. Just
Just
fill
yeah,
it out.
just fill it in. We do what we can and hope people that have big hearts, because again, it is for the kids. They're our future. We need to make sure that they're healthy and that they're well taken care of and that they're given the tools that they need to succeed in the rest of their life.
Hey, speaking of which, you mentioned the Zurich tournament. You got a tournament coming up next week at the Super Bowl, right?
Yes, I do. I am one of the local committee members for a tournament put on by the Inca Cares Foundation, which is the charitable arm for Inca Cola, which is a cola that originated in Peru. And it is the largest women's owned beverage business in the United States. So the money that they raise goes to help children in the Dominican Republic and medical school students do fellowship and missionaries throughout Latin America. So we've got our tournament, unfortunately, on the same day as yours, but we both have great causes, and
Right.
it's just going to be great. And then we've got an event afterwards that's honoring Hispanics in sports. That's going to be at the House of Blues. And so we're honoring a local celebrity and then a Miami Dolphins player and John Quixote's from the show What Would You Do? So, yeah, we're real excited about that golf tournament. We are about sold out. I think we've got 2 spaces left that we're trying to fill. But yeah, it's going to be a great tournament. I met these people when I was at a tournament last year at Big Cedar Lodge in outside of Branson, Missouri. I don't know if you've
Yeah.
ever played there.
Oh, yeah. I
What
flew there. I know exactly
what
that.
a track!
Yeah.
Oh, what a great track! It is so nice. So yeah, that's coming up next week. There's just so much going on with the Super Bowl, and again, New Orleans is so charitable. We've got that event, and then you've got your events. There's some cooking events that are going on that for our veterans, for people in the hospitality industry. It's not all just about corporate and the 2 big yachts that are parked right up the street from me on the river. There's like $350 million yachts. One's the Atlanta Falcons owner, and one's the Jacksonville Jaguars owner. So we've got 2 huge mega yachts here.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's not just about all the fame and fortune. People are coming here and they're giving back to the community, and the impact that it makes in the community, the charity impact probably is going to reach around $50 million, and we're proud to say that and happy to do that as a host city.
I'll tell you what, I am too, because it's like my baby brother always told me, because I knew when I first started, right, the first year I did that one with Brian Landry, and I felt bad because I had a number, because we all do, right? You do, I do. We put a number in our head that's our goal that we want to reach, because we're goal oriented, and if we don't get there, we feel bad, right? And,
Right.
um, Brian told me, he said, Stevie, am I the customer? I go, yeah. Am I happy? Yeah. Then why aren't you happy? And I go, because I had a number in my head and I didn't get there. And he goes, okay, let me do this again. As we're sitting out there at Carter Plantation, having an adult beverage with a cigar, and he goes, let me try this again. Am I the customer? Yes. Am I happy? Yes. Then shut up, be happy, and look, every dollar you raise for us is a dollar we didn't have yesterday. And that's how you got to look at it, right? Because I mean, you all want to raise as much as possible, try to do everything we can, but at the end of the day, we got to realize everything we've done is something that they didn't have yesterday to go help, the kids.
And it's a catalyst for future events. I mean, you're going to see this event grow because of what you did in 2006, and it's going to be more awareness within the community
Yeah.
because of the press that you get. Kidney disease is not a sexy disease.
Hey,
That. It's just not, and it's a hard sell. But the more awareness that I can bring around living organ donation and us helping kids get transplants and us helping people like your sister get a transplant and making sure that she stays healthy, that's what we need is awareness. And so besides the money, that's what Brian was talking about.
Exactly. And it's just like, you got your event, I got mine that's on the West Bank. There's so many people down in New Orleans, even just the people that live there, right? So you got yours, I got mine over at Timberlane that's helping the kids at Cafe of Hope, which helps underprivileged kids on how to communicate, like be waiters, waitresses, bartenders, chefs.
It's a great program.
And how to talk, right? So, and even Emerald Lagazi, donated money to have his name put on the kitchen there, so you're like, wow, so there's so many wonderful people in New Orleans. And that's another reason why we love doing Children's Hospital, because the thing we learned when we did New Orleans, New Orleans is different than every city in America, right?
Why we've hosted 11 Super Bowls.
It's also, once you do something for the people in New Orleans, you're automatically a member of the community. You live there by distance, right? And
absolutely.
And that's what I found out with Children's. Once we started doing stuff for the local Children's Hospital, because everybody's connected. Everybody has a story. Either they have a relationship with either a child or relative, somewhere there's a connection, to children. So once you start doing it in that local community, you become part of that community because you're helping the local Children's Hospital. So that's another reason why we love working with Children's, is because now it's not Stevie from this city. It's Stevie from whatever city we're doing the charity golf tournament in for that week. And then it goes for a whole year. So we've done New Orleans several times. We've done Phoenix several times. We've done Dallas a couple times, done Panama City Beach. And we get to meet wonderful people like you that grows our whole network, right? To do stuff like next year we'll know, okay, because there's an energy conference in June in New Orleans. So we're already looking at doing a tournament around June 2nd or the 5th. Somewhere.
I can't wait to talk to you about that, because I know so many people in the energy sector just from my own golf tournaments.
Yeah.
And I can help you recruit players for that.
And not that, but you told me that there's even openings still in the Zurich tournament in April on the Monday Pro-Am.
Lots of Monday Pro-Am spots still open.
I might have to practice up so I can not look like a fool when I go play in that tournament on that Monday.
Right, because some of your friends, I think, play in it, and they play on Wednesday, but Wednesday's been sold out since October.
Because I know Mikey. Mikey's probably the first one to put his name on the dotted line. We know Mikey Mienza, right?
Yeah, he gives back to the community a lot. He's such a good soul. He does a lot for the community.
Oh, I know, man. He's donated a couple Cajun feasts for us to auction off. Okay, and what he does is he takes the whatever you want, like red beans and rice, gumbo, jambalaya, bread pudding, and quick freezes it.
Yeah, he IQFs it in those flat bags for you.
Yep, and then he ships it to you, FedEx it to you with instructions how to reheat it. And he's given to me several times, not only for the tournaments I do in New Orleans, but tournaments around the country I'll go get and donate back through him. And the money that we raise off of that particular item, we give back to Children's of New Orleans. So Mikey, and he's the one that does all the soups and sauces for Ruth Chris's. So if you ever eat a Ruth Chris across the country, you got a taste of New Orleans right there.
I know, Mike Manza, you better be listening, because we're giving you a good plug right now, sir.
Yeah, he better donate big to your tournament and my tournament, right?
Exactly, he does. I texted him as soon as we got off the phone the other day.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so, he's been on a lot of tournaments, but yeah, no, he's He's the man. He's the man in town.
I
And
can't wait to see if he shows up to play pickleball at our pickleball on that Wednesday, right? Doing a little pickleball. Can you imagine Mikey out there running around in shorts and tennis shoes?
No, I can't. I can't even imagine it. With his little man purse, I can't even see it. I can't.
Oh, I know. I can't wait to see it, right? Because we'll video him. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, no, that'll be fun. That'll be fun. So when do you get in town?
I get in town Monday at 10:30 in the morning on Monday. And then I'm, of course, got a bunch of stuff that, we're going to make pudding shots because we always do we make Reese's peanut butter cups with a kick.
Oh, I'm coming there. I'm coming to Timberlane at one point.
Yeah, because we do. So we take chocolate pudding, okay? And they're easier to make than Jello shots because everybody's done Jello shots, right? Everybody knows. So the pudding is really easy. You take a box of pudding, and you take like a cup of milk, and then a cup and a half of whatever adult beverage you like, okay? So we usually use the Screwball whiskey now. That's a peanut butter flavored whiskey. So with the chocolate pudding and the Screwball peanut butter flavor, now you got the peanut Reese's butter cups, okay?
Okay.
And then in order to make it stand up, you use an 8-ounce tub of Cool Whip, and that's what gives it the.
Oh, Stevie, that sounds good.
And they're easy to make. You can make them, believe it or not, you can make them in any hotel room. You can make them anywhere, because you don't need a microwave oven to heat stuff up, right? So basically, and then you got those little condiment cups that you can buy at the grocery store, at Kroger's and
Sam's or wherever.
Wherever you buy them condiment cups and you put it all in there, put the lid on them, and then just stick them in a refrigerator. And if you don't have a refrigerator in your hotel room, you just buy yourself an ice chest and go down the hall to the ice machine and fill it up with ice over the top of the pudding cups, okay?
Okay, so that's our treat for your golf tournament, right?
Yeah, that's one of the treats. Yeah, we got that. And then, of course, New Orleans, we started making what I call a fake hurricane, right? Because in order to make hurricanes drinks, you got to have the passionate fruit, right? To make the hurricane. So you can go to Walmart or Sam's and you can buy the passionate fruit juice. Okay. So basically, it used to be in 1-gallon jugs, but now they don't do them in jugs. They do them in cardboard cartons. Okay. So basically, you got to go buy the 1-gallon jug of water or find a way you can buy the 1-gallon jugs empty. Okay. So then you pour that into the 1-gallon jug and then you add the vodka and Everclear to it and shake it up. And now you got yourself a makeshift hurricane.
You fit in right well here, Stevie. I can see why you like this city so much and you keep coming back.
Hey, look, there's a tournament that Tracy Alonso did in memory of her dad, okay? That was like third week of October. I used to come down there all the time, okay? To help her celebrate and donate the money to Children's and Sunrise Kids and other places, okay? That was in memory of her dad. And his birthday and my birthday was the same day. So I was like, cool, man. So it was like I went down there every year for my birthday.
For your birthday?
For my birthday, and help them make all the Bloody Marys and the screwdrivers for everybody to drink before they teed off.
Before the tournament. That's the way you start a golf tournament here. You got it.
Exactly. Like Brian Landry said, he said, the reason we start late in the morning around 11 o'clock is so we can get our groove and our swing on in the morning.
Right, exactly. We need that warm-up time. So you're getting in Monday, and are you staying through the game?
No, I'm leaving on Friday to go get back to my house and relax and in my own lazy boy watching the game,
Watching the game. Well, we will definitely catch up. I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, you know it, because I'm going to be back there. And then we're also on my day side, we're doing a energy training workshop for the Navy at Belle Chase.
Okay.
Trying to figure out which week in February after the tournament we're going to do that. And then, like I said, there's a conference, 3-day. Edison Electric Institute has their conference in New Orleans on the 3rd and 4th. So we'll be back in June. So, as my dad said, we're just like a bad penny. We flip up everywhere.
Or weeds. Just can't get rid of them. You
can't, man. And, but it's all for the kids. We'll be back raising money, hanging out with everybody. We love coming and I've loved New Orleans ever since I was a kid coming down there, man, watching the Saints play Green Bay, the different deals going into the Super Bowl, you know.
Yeah, no, it's a great city, and thanks for sharing your love with the city and all your talents and your time. I mean, we appreciate definitely what you do for the kids
I,
here.
I appreciate everything you do, and I'm glad we caught up. And we haven't, really truly, I guess we better thank somebody, because if we don't thank this one person, he's really going to get on your case and my case.
Oh yeah, would you be talking about Damon Batiste maybe?
Yeah, you got it, Damon Batiste. Because Lord have mercy if we don't say that. Because he's another one of those guys that's in the city, connected everywhere, right?
Yep, I had coffee with him yesterday morning. I'm super excited about promoting this event and some of the other things that he's doing in South Africa. Yeah, Damon comes from music royalty in this family, and the city's lucky to have him, and the world's lucky to have him.
You know what? That must be why he called me yesterday, because he met up with you. So that's probably why my phone rang about 3 times from him yesterday. So you know who I got to return a phone call to today.
You better get on the phone with Damon.
Well, yeah, because I got to find out what he's doing music-wise for the cigar party on Thursday. We got that cigar party starting at 6:30 on Thursday to come on out to music. They can hit golf balls on the driving range because it's lit. We got the pickleball courts lit up, got cornhole, got live music, and we got great cigars donated by Sgc Foundation that come out of Miami, and cocktails. What's better than that? Cocktails.
Better than that. And the weather's going to be perfect. Today it's going to be 80 degrees here.
I know. I'll tell you what, you say that, but what, last week you guys had 7 inches of snow, darling?
We had 10 inches of snow, honey.
Okay, 10 inches. Okay.
And I'm not exaggerating. It was
I know that.
cold.
Oh, hey, look, I got a buddy that lives in Slidell, right besides Brian Landry, and he sent me pictures of his back patio, and he took a spoon, like a shovel, making it like a shovel, trying to get the snow off his deck, okay, off the benches, okay?
That's all we have.
I know. And of course, he made a snowman, made a big old snowman and put sunglasses and an umbrella, okay?
Yeah, people were putting Mardi Gras beads on them. No, it was a good time here in New Orleans with snow. We don't get snow like that. So it shut the city down for a couple of days, but it gave us a few days of laughter and fun.
Oh, you know it. I'll tell you what, if people have never been to New Orleans, they got to go. They just got to go, because it's so much different cultures too. Because like you got the warehouse district, you got the garden district, you got, of course, everybody knows
French
Quarter.
But then you got the Marigny, which is a great music scene. You've got the West Bank with all the swamps and your swamp tours. I mean, there's just so much to do, and it's a great place to live.
Yeah, not only that, but even if you're not down there during Mardi Gras, it's always a great time. Plus, you can go across the river, right, to the Mardi Gras Museum and see all the past floats and the past presidents,
Yeah, no, they actually moved to this side of the river. So
did they?
Yeah, so they're next to the convention center now.
See, a whole lot of shit's happened since I've been down there last time.
Right. Well, and the good thing about New Orleans, and for folks coming down for the Super Bowl, you can walk everywhere. Everything's so compact. If you're coming down for the Super Bowl and you're staying in the French Quarter, you can walk to the Superdome. You can walk to your favorite bar. You can walk down to the river. You can walk to the aquarium. You can walk anywhere. So I think that's what really makes New Orleans a perfect city to host events like this.
Oh, I know, man. I'm so happy to be part of it. I can't wait for you and I to catch up in person.
I'm looking forward to it too.
I'm looking at either putting something in that black chicory coffee down there at Cafe Du Monde with the beignets. I even talked to Louis, the chef of Cafe Hope for the tournament I'm doing on Tuesday. I said, look, coming to New Orleans, man, I don't want that normal breakfast shit, okay? I need some of that good shit, hell, beignets. Let's do beignets for everybody. Do a little gumbo, do some bread pudding, because a lot of people have never been to New Orleans. So I'm like, hey, man, we got to have New Orleans food.
Right. You got to do the muffaladas. You got to do some red beans. You already got it with the hurricanes. You're all set on the cigar.
I got that, do a little poor boys, jambalaya. It's not that, it's not a crawdad season. Otherwise, I'd say, baby, we do a little,
It's a little bit too early for crawfish.
Yeah, it has some crawdads, rip the heads and suck the heads, that whole deal that everybody jokes
we'll do that. We can do that in June, definitely.
We'll definitely be doing that in June. I already see that on the menu, okay? So
Absolutely. Gosh,
Yeah.
this is like how we talked last time. I think we're going over our time. We're at
Hey,
40.
that's all right, though. There is no time limit. Okay. When Stevie gets on the show, man, it just goes to whatever we decide. So, hey, I'm excited about, everything you're doing. Let everybody know how they can find you and the foundation, the kidney foundation.
Easy to find me. Our website's kidneyla.org, KIDNEYLA.org. I can be reached at Tori, TORIE, at kidneyla.org. Super easy, accessible. I'm a girl about town, but I always have my cell phone with me. And as you know, it rings a lot, just like yours, Stevie.
I know that. And I can't wait because I know we both got our own gigs going on Tuesday, but that means you and I get to hang out Wednesday and Thursday.
Exactly. I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward to safe travels to you. And you have a team coming with you? Is there a group of guys?
Oh yeah. Stevie learned a long time ago somehow to find certain peeps that can do stuff because I'm still old, baby. I know how to operate a computer, but I can't do all this, reels and all this video stuff, on Instagram, Facebook and stuff. So
you've got a team coming down that's going.
I got like about 6 people. Unfortunately, my brother and nephew aren't able to make this one, but they'll be back in June when I do the one in June. And so, yeah, we got probably about 6 to 10 people that travel to all the tournaments, set them up. Got a live DJ coming to play live music. He better be. Reggie better be alive.
He better be live. If not, we always got Damon Batiste.
Exactly. So I got Damon playing live music on Thursday night at the cigar party with probably a DJ giving them a break every now and then. So, we got the cigars that are 100% Habana and plain ones from Nicaragua, and also cigars infused with cognac, bourbon, and Kahlua.
It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun.
Hey, you know what they say? Shit, hell, if it ain't fun, I ain't doing it, girl.
There you go. And it's all for the kids.
It's all for the kids. So, hey, have a great day.
You too. I'm so excited to meet you in person. And again, safe travels. And I will see you on Wednesday.
You got it. It's only like 5 days away. Can you believe it?
I know. We're coming up on it. The city's going to be rocking.
I got to figure out how you can come hang out at the one next year out there in Santa Clara because I've already got it set up as Stevie's annual clam bake in Monterey.
Oh, you're going to have to give me the dates of that. When is that?
It's like February 2nd through the 6th is that Friday because I know, the 4th this year is a Tuesday. So the 3rd is a Tuesday next year. So Monday's the 2nd. And
Okay.
I know a bunch of guys. I know that I've used a Hyatt hotel down in Monterey. So we're going to be staying at the Hyatt down there. Use the golf tournament at Pacific Grove Golf Links that has views of the bay or the ocean, similar to Pebble.
And, I went to Pebble for 10 years in a row. I mean, I love that area. I love the Bay Area.
Well, you got to come because Stevie does a clam bake that happens to be clam chowder that even the boys in Boston have told me that the clam chowder out there tastes better than the clam chowder to get in Boston. And although it's a clam bake, usually I have it set up with lobster and steak for dinner with the clam chowder.
Well, count me in, definitely. This girl's coming. Yeah, I love it. Sounds great.
And if you lived out there, you know where the Hyatt Hotel is.
I do. I know exactly where it is.
I already got 25 rooms held at the Hyatt.
Well, and I've got a friend that lives right outside of San Francisco, so I might have her come join us.
Well,
we'll have a good time. You do it right. You do it right. I can tell.
Right. Not that, but if you've been there, then you know the restaurant, the Sardine Factory that's out there that has excellent food.
Oh,
there's
so
seafood
good.
and
the food out there is so good. But again, it's not New Orleans food, but I do love me a good clam chowder, and I do like me a good lobster and steak.
So there you are. So I got you penciled in. I got your room reserved for you.
Awesome, you rock.
You're set. So with that, hey, have a great day. Have a great end of the week, and I'll see you next week. And hey, just remember, if it ain't fun, we ain't doing it.
If it ain't fun, we ain't doing it. It's all for the kids. Good talking to you. I'll see you soon.
You bet, Tori. Thanks for coming on and taking the time because I know you're busy.
Okay, I appreciate you. Thanks so much.